Okay, the show is going to start in 1 minute, so get ready. And then when we say the monthly focus, that's when we go like, but not no, like actually clap. Don't do that. That would be a very weird sound if we all did that. Hey.
60 seconds.
Wait for that. Give me a countdown. 4, 3, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 2 of the Monthly Purpose. And we have our hosts for tonight, Hayat and Derek. Give them a big hand.
Hello, hello.
Woo!
Hello this evening. Season 2. Can you imagine it?
No, this is cool to be back though. Like I kind of miss being here, so it's awesome. It's awesome to take another swing at this, Miss Hyatt.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You could be doing anything this evening. You chose to be with us. We thank you. We are so honored that you are here. And it is so exciting to be back. Alrighty. So,
All right.
let's talk about what our, do you know what today's theme is? Oh,
Actually, I do, but we might save it, and I think that's what they call in the showbiz a teaser for now.
that's
So,
what okay, let's go.
so
Before
tonight,
that, okay?
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So tonight's show is brought to us by HelpIsHere.com. That is one of the biggest help and resources that we have here in the state. Using that website will kind of take you to all different areas of mental health, recovery, even wellness and support groups. So if you know somebody that could use that, definitely spread the word about that.
Yes, this is important, and we are having fun. So first, let's find out who's in a room. So who's in a room is who you are. You could be representing a group, or it could be just you, who you are in a community. Just shout it out. Tell us who you are.
The cause is in the room.
All right, cause in the room. What else? Who else? Who else in the room? Tell us. Don't be shy, because you can tell us, what community you belong, what group. What? Bellefonte Lions?
Yeah, we got Bellefonte Lions. Young
Anybody
lady, you
else?
look like you wanted to say something.
Myra Holmes of the community.
Myra Holmes in
Myra
the
Holmes.
house.
All right. Yeah.
Important community member. What else? Who else is in the house? Come on, shout it out.
And welcome in, Miss Cleo. Welcome in.
Thank you. Anybody else in the house you want to say? Shanna Askew. All right. She's in the house.
And I love your dreads, by the way. Beautiful, man.
Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you for shouting out. It's important. Please, if you have something to say, anything we say that clicks with you, please share with us when we ask. All righty.
And now I'm gonna shout out to all the folks watching at home. Like Billy and Scott said, we do live stream this on
Yes, we
YouTube.
do.
So if you're watching on YouTube, definitely like, comment, let us know what you're thinking. Definitely spread the word and share your friends.
You like that very much. So now, see, I jumped the gun today, but all right, let's talk about the theme. This is very special, close to my heart, this theme is.
Absolutely. So go for it. Why don't you tell us what it is?
All right, so the theme for me, I have two things, you can't see the light, but so the theme is faith. Faith, the way I define faith is imagine chaos all over. I don't know what chaos looks like to you, but it could be kids screaming, or so much in your workspace is awful, but you are sitting still in the middle, and you are at peace. Nothing, you're not okay right now, but it's gonna be okay. That peace, that faith is the anchor. So I was in my husband fishes, I was gonna get an anchor. He's like, I don't have it. So the next best thing I could do is take a picture. So the anchor where, you're out in the sea, nothing, storm, things are coming at you, right? Bang, bang, but guess what? That faith is that one that says, it's going to be okay. It may not be okay right now, but it will be okay.
And see, for me, I look at faith from a peer perspective. Faith to me is a belief. Like, especially when you start out and you're starting out early recovery, everybody always thinks it's going to be hard. But the most important step to it is having the faith in yourself that you're going to get through it. So when I think of faith, I always think of just like that inner strength, that hope that you're going to make it through whatever you're going to get through.
Yep, it's going to be whatever is going on in your life, you can make it. That's faith. All right, what's going on next?
Alrighty, so tonight's goals. Every show, if you're new to the show, every show has a set of goals that we try to accomplish at the end. And tonight's goals, we hope that at the end of this, you guys have so much fun that you're inspired to learn about faith and what faith means to you. Because faith is never going to be the same for everybody.
Nope.
Like I said, just between me and Hyatt, our faith, the way we define faith is different, but it works for us. So hopefully you'll be inspired to figure out and define what faith means to you.
Yeah, very personal. And then we want to expand the community, right? The whole thing is our difference sometimes could be what builds the bridge into we all humans first, and then the rest is all about bringing that connection and making that connection increase impact, you know? Share the umbrella, and the umbrella, the structure becomes a big structure, the tent that we all can live in harmony, and that is building the community, and that's what we want to hope. Share what you heard tonight so more people can be part of learning together and find meaning in life when sometimes you lose it, and that's what faith comes in.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So what up we got next? This is one of my favorite segments, and one of the things I love that we do here at the Monthly Purpose is you don't just hear us talk or you hear Scott talk. We actually go out into the community and ask people what they think and how they're feeling. So this is our segment, Community Says, and check out what some of our fellow Delawareans feel about faith.
And we will be back.
Faith is something, it's a strong belief inside. It's something that I believe in. It's what drives me to do things. Faith makes me feel strong. It helps me to stay motivated and focused.
The importance of faith is it's good. It's just good to have, because if you don't have no faith in something, then you won't truly actually really do it. So that's one good reason to have faith. Faith is just believing that you can be whatever you think you can be in life. I don't know, something. It's faith is faith. You do good. You have faith in something. You just stick to whatever faith is to you. Faith is not the same for everybody.
Faith to me is very important in everyone's life. You should have faith. I have faith in the Lord, and I think that really helps me to live a better life, less stress, less worry, because I take everything to the Lord and let Him take care of it. So to me, you walk by faith. I've always based my faith on religion and the Lord, but I guess you could have faith in your friends, your family, that sort of thing, and your community. Yes.
I really feel that faith is really in your own settings, but the importance of faith to me is definitely the well-being of mind sound, my community, my family, and the love that I have for people in general.
Faith is important because if you're feeling down, it can really help you stay grounded and can really help you have a path forward in life.
To me, faith is important in your life because it makes sure that you make sure that the best things are going to happen in your life, to make sure that even if something wrong happens, that it happens for a reason. I think that you need to believe that everything and everyone is here for a purpose, and that our purpose is to do the best that we can on this earth and to help other people.
Wasn't that impactful, things, what people say and think about what faith is? Now we want to know what you think about what faith is. So you chime in. Let us know. Again, don't be afraid to talk about what you feel, because you never know who's going to be inspired by what you say. So with that, tell us what you think about faith. What does it mean for you?
As they're chiming in, I just want to shout out Will Martin, who is watching from home, who gave us a nice heart. And Tony Hernandez, let's go, is what Tony says. Thanks, Tony, for chiming in. Now, let's hear from our audience.
All right.
So my definition of faith is, first of all, having doesn't matter what religion you are, but it's believing that there's an invisible force that exists, and so you call the creator, the master of the universe, and then the other thing is having yourself that you came here with, and you need to accomplish that purpose. It has to be be working for what I consider the dark side and think that that's just cool. It's a situation where you're aspiring to make the world a better place.
Yep, she said purposeful. We are the purpose. Anybody else? I think Charnette wanted to say something. What does faith mean to you?
Okay, so for me, having faith means, so without faith, so say if you don't have faith, how are you supposed to do something? You got to have faith in order to do what you're called to do, basically. Like, basically, when you have faith, that means you have that purpose, and you're having your confidence, but you're also doing it too, because faith without works is dead. Okay.
All right. Hey, that's good. You have a purpose, the confidence. Anybody else? What does faith mean to you? We'll take one more person, get inspired.
I mean, I wouldn't want to follow her either, to be honest with you. And I've done this for a while, so I get it. And having such great words and such great words of wisdom, especially from two different generations and such a large age gap, tells you that having faith can mean anything to anybody, and it's always about how you define it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I think we have one more person over there. Before we wrap it up, give us what faith means to you.
Faith is having trust in the process, so to speak. It could be undying. It should be. Just because something doesn't go your way doesn't mean you waver from that trust or from that path. So that's what faith is, just trusting the process, trusting that it will work even without your ideas.
Yep, test the process. I like that. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing what you think of faith is. Sometimes people lose faith, and how do you find faith? And maybe part of the conversation today is, where am I in my faith? How do I find it? What do I need to do? Maybe that could be what the journey today is.
We've got some chime-ins from our audience at home. Holy Stuff of Life chiming in saying, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Who could tell us who said that?
Woo!
Anybody who could tell us who said that? That's accredited to Martin Luther King Jr., one of our heroes here. And then Will Martin has chimed in that pray as though everything depended on God, work as though everything depended on you.
Yep.
And I want to encourage those watching at home, chime in so we can hear from you. Great comments. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's important. All right.
So what we got up next? Oh, man, it's time to have some fun. So this segment is what we call the 5 benefits. And usually we'll actually talk about 5 different benefits for tonight's topic.
All right.
So tonight we're going to take you guys through 5 benefits of faith. Ms. Hyatt, start us off with 1.
What's number 1? Reduce stress and negativity. That is for sure. In my life, I have shared that I manage bipolar. I am one. Doesn't manage me, but it's what I have. But by having faith, having the belief in my God is really the reason why I'm here as a Muslim. Like, when times were really rough as my teenage, when I was suicidal ideation, I knew that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So with that belief, so because of that, I was able to say, okay, I know I'm not okay right now, but I will be okay. Because of that faith, it reduced, my stress and all the negative things that I was thinking. So that was what it's about.
All right, our next benefit, oh man, set up perfectly. Providing hope, it provides hope and purpose. as a peer, having hope is the most fundamental part of our recovery, because it doesn't matter how great your recovery plan is or how wonderful the facility is. If you don't have hope or faith that you're going to get through it, you've already lost. And one of the things that we teach so much in recovery is you have to have faith and you have to have hope in order to make sure, because that's what's going to pull you through the bad days.
Absolutely, you're so right. What's next? Okay, increased resilience. Absolutely. In my own daily life, I knew I can do it, right? I remember when I was so depressed and they gave me, a call and they were talking about like when they answer, I'm like, I'm depressed. They're like, okay, believe in God. I'm like, I'm okay with God. God is not my problem. It's people. So, and then I'm like, okay, I'm researching the wrong way. So like the resilience, I am going to be okay. I know life is really hard. The fact that, what my faith has taught me is the negative part, things that happen to you, is part of the process. And it's about, okay, it's not what happened to you, it's how you deal with what happened to you. Knowing that's what my faith is. No, I am going to be okay. And 50 young, I'm here, I'm alive, and I am I'm surrounded with people who love me and support me. So I am here, resilience, because of my faith.
I'm sorry, the 50 young part got me, my fault. So faith also fosters community. One of the coolest things that you see just in the recovery world, and you work at peers, or even just starting out now in mental health, it creates a community. And when you're around like-minded people, you're around support, what happens is you can use that support on the days when you don't have it.
Yes.
And they're able to support you and stand up for you, and on days when they don't have it, you can stand up and support for them. That's where having faith in your support group and amongst your loved ones and closest friends, that's what that can do to help get you through some really, really bad days.
Yeah,
man.
and there are some bad days, but faith and community, we can make it.
Oh man.
So what's next?
Last one, guides actions. We all could say that there are times in our life that we can make better decisions, and when you're not exactly sure what choice to make, and you're kind of in that of two minds, as they say, having that faith that whatever you choose is going to work out, and if it doesn't work out, you're going to persevere through it. That just takes a lot of pressure off of you and allows you to make clearer and better decisions moving forward.
Absolutely. Bella, if you can put the light out. For once, I have a lighthouse. Thinking about guide, that's a lighthouse our Heather Elkins sent. That is actually a point, the lighthouse can be our guide, right? That sentence is the sense of purpose to give you. So sometimes, faith is a lighthouse. If you know a symbol, that could be one. Thank you, Bella.
All right, so what we got next, fellas?
Well, we do got to do a shout out from our audience at home again. We've got Vibes, which are, thanks for watching. He is saying, or she is saying, amen, with 3 claps.
All right.
Tony Hernandez says, never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. And we are getting some lightning from David H-27G.
Love those comments. Keep them coming.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you
you
so
guys for
much.
chiming in. And now we're actually going to have a little fun with you guys, and it's time to play this or that. So for those that are this is their first time viewing, this is a really cool audience game where we play, where you guys are given a choice between could be 2 things, could be 2 buildings, could be 2 stores, who knows? And you have to either yell this or that as to which one you prefer. So this is one where you guys get to have some fun, make some noise, and let folks know you're here. So
Please.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
need the energy.
So what's the first one we got?
Ooh.
All right. Oh man, shoes in the house or shoes at the door?
Door. Come on, that or this? Which one? That or that?
Although I always do this, my wife says I should do that.
Yeah, that is, as a Muslim, is one of the things, because we pray in the house, so we do not like. So if you go to a lot of Muslim house, they tell you, please take your shoes off. So that becomes part of faith.
Same thing with Buddhism as well, and you see that in a lot of Eastern cultures. And it's one that I adopted because I always thought when you bring your shoes in, you bring the outside world in, and your house is your sanctuary.
Absolutely. What's next? Ooh.
All right, so we got big family gatherings or staying home alone.
This or that? Are you this? Are you that? That? Come on, I can't hear you.
I'm loving the young ladies in the back that are just pointing to whichever one they are. I love that.
It's either this or it's that. Which one you like? This is big. That is, you want to be alone, don't want to be bothered.
I hear a lot of this.
This, okay.
See, I grew up in a big family. I had no choice, honestly.
You get energy from this, so I get that. That though, sometimes that is enough.
Yes. Alrighty, so we have digital streaming or vinyl records, and this is going to be split generationally, I think.
That's true. This or that? This? That? Wow, a lot of that. Ooh,
That means they know what they're doing. Vinyl music is the best music.
All right, we do. Scott has a record. He has, he has one here, and so does Lilo, who's right here.
I'm sorry, vinyl's always been better sound quality, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Ooh.
Alrighty, now, in terms of the holidays, this is a good one. Do you give presents or do you give cash? This or that?
This or that? This?
This?
It's mixed. Come on, I don't hear you.
That
is easier, but most people, I hear this. What do you think?
My guy who said that is much easier. Are you a parent, homie? Absolute. Spoken. Yes, 100%.
It happens, but hey. What's next? That.
Ooh, oh,
Now
man, this is a good one. And it actually ties into a lot of what we talk about. So do you keep things to yourself or do you reach out and ask for help?
This or that? That? Yeah, you know what they say, depression is when you keep it in. So
I wonder how many of you guys, because I'm speaking from my own experience, how many of us started off as keep to yourself?
This and then
started
that.
out as this and then moved into that as they've grown and had more self-esteem,
That's me. Started definitely as this, but I'm going to that now because we can't do it by ourselves. Alrighty, now.
The community spotlight. So thank you guys for your participation. Like, that was awesome. Give yourselves a hand for that, okay?
Yeah, please.
Alrighty, so me and Ms. Hyde are going to take a break. We're going to take you guys through our community spotlight, and we have such an amazing person tonight.
Sure.
And I've had the pleasure of meeting her. She's just a spirit that you just love to have around. So check it out. Let us know what you think.
My name is Ann Carr, and I am a project manager for the Faith Forward Collaborative, which is a Division of Substance Abuse and Mental Health initiative. The Faith Forward Collaborative is a grant-funded initiative that we recognize that faith is an important part of many people's lives. And so this initiative is to try to gather faith leaders to address substance use disorder and overdose deaths in Delaware. We provide monthly webinars, which are at no cost to community to educate not only people that work with those who may be struggling with addiction, but also family members to kind of give them some information about what might be going on with their loved one. We have a yearly conference that provides CEUs, and that's been pretty well attended and continues to grow, so we're happy about that. The Faith Forward Collaborative can support congregations or places of worship with doing a training for a Narcan training so that their members can learn about how to administer, how to save someone from dying from an overdose and have the Narcan available to them. We've developed a toolkit that is available to any congregation, and it helps them. It just has some resources in there, a little handbook about a little bit about addiction, just kind of an overview, and stigma. We know that stigma is a big barrier to people getting help, so we want to address that, and especially in faith communities, to have people that are relying on their faith be comfortable enough to come to their congregation and ask for help. In the recovery process, we know that there's been multiple studies, scientific studies that show that faith is an important tool in people maintaining recovery and also a protective factor of people not to even start using alcohol and drugs. Faith helps people to know that there's something greater than themselves. It's not just about whatever their shortcomings may be. It gives us all something to rely on or for help. We can't do it. We know in life there's lots of things we can't do by ourselves. So I know that as human beings, it's been my experience. I'm an older person, and so I've, through my experience and through my life, I have seen miracles of when you believe in something and believe in a higher power and ask God or the universe or whoever you call your higher power for help, the help comes. Faith doesn't have to be religiously based, right? It doesn't have to be a set, a Catholic or any kind of Christian or a Muslim or a Jewish. It doesn't have to be an institution. It can also be just spirituality, just knowing that there's something more to life than just who we are and what we can fathom with our own brains. When you go to a 12-step meeting, you realize you're not alone. Whether you're there for yourself or you're there because you have a family member that's struggling, you realize you're not alone, that there are hundreds and thousands of people that are experiencing the same issues or similar issues, and it helps to help you move forward, right? Because your struggle is not just your own, it's a universal struggle. I think faith is important because we all struggle. No one is ever too far gone to be helped. And faith reinforces that. All different faith traditions reinforce that. And I would encourage anyone that is struggling to contact their faith community or talk to a friend and ask them, if you don't have a faith community that you belong to, ask a friend to take you to theirs. I think that finding faith, or a faith that you're comfortable with and a belief that you're comfortable with, can definitely help us all as human beings find our purpose. We, as human beings, we want to know what our purpose is in life. And it's not easy to find in today's 100-mile-a-minute society. And faith gives us that opportunity to connect with our higher power and help us recognize, what is my purpose in life? What is my purpose on earth?
And now for Conversations with a Purpose with our host, Amy Herb.
Hello, everybody. It is so great to see everybody. Welcome back. Sometimes I like the time off, but I missed everyone, so I'm so glad to be here. So here I have with me tonight two individuals that you are all going to be super excited to meet. So I will let them introduce themselves, but I have Khalil, who's with us, and Matt. So we're going to take turns like we normally do when we have two people with mics. So the first question I would have is, why don't you introduce yourself to the room? Tell us just a little bit about yourself and who you are and what you're into and how your day was today if you want. But keep in mind, we got 12 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Khalil Rashid. I'm the Executive Director of Missed Ops. My purpose, my focus every day is recovery, to assist those in recovery, to work in their institutions or prisons, to help individuals find hope, redemption, to earn second chances, to go into our schools and give hope to our children, to educate them and help them work through their trauma.
Hey everyone, my name is Matthew Anderson. I am a recovery advocate. I'm also a certified peer recovery specialist. However, my job is I'm the CEO of a website called BuyTestCup.com, where we distribute and supply people with instant drug tests. But my real job is to work in the community. I do a lot of different recovery workshops. One of them in Ellesmere in Wilmington, Delaware, 7 p.m. Friday nights. You're welcome to come. It's an open meeting. So I do a lot of things inside the institutions and outside the institutions on trying to help people recover, and that's really my real job.
All right, thank you. So you can go ahead and keep the mic. The first question I have for you is, So when they told me what the theme of this month was, faith, you two were the first two people that I thought of. So can you tell the folks here and who are watching what your faith does to help you with your purpose?
So the truth is there was no way for me to acquire faith without, being in a really bad spot. I've never found God or found my faith in God and being in a good place. It was always like at the bottom of where I found my faith. And then when I did find that faith, it gave me a lot of purpose and direction in my life. I became unselfish, very selfless human being where I started to worry about others instead of myself. Family and friends and even the community became a lot more important than I was. So I started to develop and think of ways that I could give back. And a lot of that stuff through my faith, I would venture out to say that God gave those things to me on exactly what to do. It's almost like I knew what to do as soon as, I developed my faith in God.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the question was, can you talk to us about how your faith helps you with your purpose?
Okay, so for me, I found my purpose standing in the hallway. There are a few people who understands what I mean by standing in a hallway. But once I discover what my purpose is, my faith is the thing that keeps me grounded, it keeps me rooted, and it keeps me inspired to move forward. When Derek was up here talking about being a peer and being in recovery and how faith inspires that and how faith motivates that to remain in recovery, like for me and for everybody on my team, the work that we do is purpose-driven work. And it's only through our faith that allows us to get up every day to deal with the setbacks, right? So when you're dealing with recovery and when you're dealing with individuals in recovery and you serving individuals in recovery, even when I serve individuals in the institution, I like to tell people that when you are coming home from prison, it's recovery. It's just a different type of recovery. A lot of individuals don't understand that. So for us, our faith allows us to be able to handle and help individuals navigate through all of the setbacks, right? We experience, I could just say this week alone, I've probably experienced more rejection and setbacks this week alone than I've had in the past 50 years, right? And it's only through faith that allows me to continue to pursue the next opportunity and look for the next opportunity to serve, the next opportunity to help, the next opportunity to connect and communicate. So that's how faith helps with my purpose.
Okay, thank you. Woo. So the next question I have is, can you give an example to the folks that are out here? So they talk about faith being an action word, being sometimes an action that you do. Can you talk to us about a time where you have had faith in an action or faith through someone else unexpected, where there's some sort of physical thing that you can share, a moment where you saw that actual tangible faith in your life?
So I have to really think about that one because for me, I don't look to others for my faith. I don't look to others to strengthen my faith. My faith is not increased or decreased by my connection to others. It's just my relationship with my higher power. That's it. And that is most important. My faith is what allows me, when I get up in the morning, to roll out of the bed and know that it's going to be a good day, no matter what I experience, no matter what happens. That's what my faith does. So I can't give an example of an individual because I don't look to individuals as a connection for my faith. It is something that is mine, and it's solely mine. It's the one thing that I'm able to hold on to without giving it away unless I give it away, and no one can take it from me.
I really just want to say that I am honored to be here and be on the show. These are my friends outside of here. You know, like I've known Khalil for probably 20 years now, and it's been 25 years actually, and it's been an incredible journey just watching him grow and watching Amy grow, and I'm sure they can probably say the same for myself. There's two things that I can give you, and two actual experiences that I've had, which allowed me an action, you know, of what faith did for me. And the first one was I'm in recovery. I'm almost 9 years sober, and in the beginning, a lot of, you know, traumatic events happened in my life in my first year of recovery. So in 4 months, my first 4 months sober, they came to my house and they locked me up for wreckage of the past. So I went to prison, and I'm already a 4-time violent convicted felon at that time in my life, and I spent 17 years of my life in prison at that point, and I was afraid, and I really was afraid to go back to jail, but my faith was so strong with God at that point in my life through the program of action that I did to acquire my faith, that like when I got there, I was just like, God, if this is where you want me, then this is where I'll be. Like I put full trust and belief, and it's kind of like what Khalil said. I didn't trust in no human being or a lawyer or my family to get me out. Like it was just me and God at that point, and I was all in, and I was like, whatever you want from me, I'm going to do. And if that means for me to stay in prison, then that's what I'll do. And like that was one of the most profound moments in my life, because for the first time, like I was in jail. I used to go to jail looking for God. You know, like not that I went there purposely looking for God, but every time I went to prison, like I was always on a search for God. This time I went to prison and I brought him with me, you know, like he was already with me. And another experience that I have, which is a profound thing that happened to me, 7 months in my sobriety, 7 months clean, my significant other passed away from a fentanyl overdose. And I remember just being broken, you know, and at these times in my life when we go through these traumatic events like some of you have or the people that are listening have, you know, they're usually times that I let go of God or I turn away from God and I'm angry or, you know, resentful at God at that time in my life. But this time, again, the action was like, if I trust you, you know, like I had full trust and belief in my God that he knew what he was doing, you know. And I remember just praying, and I got on my knees. And I'm not saying that I wasn't hurt or it was an easy experience, but I remember being on my knees, snot running down my face, tears falling down my cheek, and just broken, you know. And I remember saying this, God, if you take her, I'll do whatever you want for the rest of my life. And I remember I got a text message. Well, the text message already happened, but I remember like I had some idea in my head that I felt like came from God, and it said, check your messages. You know, that conscious thing. And I checked my messages, and it was a sun beaming through the clouds, and it was a message that her and I had before she passed away. It was our last conversation. And it had the sun beaming through the clouds, and it said, wow, underneath of it. And I said, awesome, where are you at? And she said, somewhere over the rainbow, silly. And I said, is there bright blue skies? And she said, yup, and the grass is way greener too. And I know, like, for other people, that might not have been like a relative, you know, a strong event in your life, but I knew who that came from. I knew that that was God for me. This is how I felt. I knew that that was God telling me that he took her, and now it's time for you, Mr. Anderson, to hold your end of the bargain. And I've been trying to do my best at doing that since.
Thank you both so much. I do think that we're coming to the conclusion of our time, and I really, really do appreciate it. So before I sign off right now, I just have one question for both of you. If there's anyone out here that might be struggling to find faith, do you have any brief points of advice of something that they can do or practice to find faith?
Yes. I am going to tell you, if you are not familiar with it, read the Serenity Prayer. Every day. It is the essence of faith. 3 simple lines. Just read it. You'll read it enough, and eventually you'll start to internalize it. Once you internalize it, it will become a part of you, and you will find your faith growing, because the Serenity Prayer, the first thing that you ask for is you ask God for peace. It's the one thing that we spend our entire lives searching for, and it's really as simple as that. Even in addiction, people are only searching for peace. And Amy doesn't like when I say it, and I'm going to say it again. Please read the Serenity Prayer. If you come to me with a problem, I'm going to tell you read the Serenity Prayer. Because the Serenity Prayer is not connected to religion. It's not about religion. A lot of times we get caught up in religion and what this religion says and that religion, and we forget about faith and spirituality, which is your individual relationship with your higher power. The essence of it is in the Serenity Prayer. So if you want to try to increase your faith, because I don't want to say a person doesn't have faith. I would say sometimes our faith is low, right? And, you know, I'm always taught that even if your faith is as small as the grain of a mustard seed, you're going to get through. So sometimes our faith is just that low, and we need to figure a way to connect with it, reconnect with it, to tap into it, and then do those things to increase it. Start with the Serenity Prayer. It seems a very simplistic thing, but I can guarantee you, if you start doing it every day, it will become ingrained in you, and it will really motivate everything you do moving forward, because the peace that you pray for, you will find.
I'll try to be as brief as possible. Great point. I was a thief. I stole everything. So if you're questioning God or wondering how you can acquire this faith, I can assure you that it's already inside of you. If you're on this hunt for God, he's already there. We always go out and seek out religions and different things, and the fact is he's already with you. And how I explain that is I stole everything when I was a kid. I stole basketball cards, football cards, baseball cards. I stole everything. And I remember stealing, but when I was a kid, I used to steal, but when I stole something inside of me, they called it our conscience, right, said, don't do that. It was like a loud sound when I was a kid. And I didn't know that that was God, but that was God even back then directed me. I did everything that voice told me not to do for so long that don't do that sound started to sound like, don't do that. And it got quiet, and I put my spirit to sleep. So if you're in recovery, and actually there's over 300 different 12-step fellowships, how I did it was I woke that noise back up, my consciousness, my God consciousness, back up by working the steps, going through inventory on my life, making amends for the things that I've done, and also working with others in my community.
All right, thank you, and thank you. Let's give them a round of applause for coming up and sharing with us about their faith. Thank you so much, both of you. And that's our segment for tonight.
Thank you so much, Amy. Thanks, Khalil and Matt. Please come back and join us again. And let's cut to a commercial break. We'll be back right after these messages. And coming up soon, the New Music Trio.
Monthly Purpose is a new form of live and live-streamed interactive entertainment focused on personal growth and community improvement. Our producers are working on the second season, which means we are searching for inspiring guest speakers, community initiatives to highlight, and uplifting performing artists. Visit monthlypurpose.com and click on a link to join the community or suggest a person, organization, or even yourself to be a part of a future episode.
The party is a chance for us all for one day to experience what it's like if we spend our lives helping others, connecting with strangers, trying to become united as one. The party is Delaware's largest service project.
The party is a place you come together with people who
party is lit, fun, amazing, connecting people, longevity.
Party is service and helping others and being a part of it. You gotta be a part of it. You can't just let someone else do it for you.
The party is community. The party is engagement. The party is a bunch of like-minded people getting together and doing some good. That's what the party is.
All right, so right about now is when we do our toolbox segment. But before I do that, it is an absolute honor for me to do this. This dude is responsible for me even being here. I never thought that I would ever be good at this, and he just stayed in my head about it. And I know I'm not the only one that can say that. Like, you have been a mentor for a ton of us, from the kids to even Hyatt to even the production team, all the people that I've seen you talk to. And it's an honor for me to say happy birthday, dude. Like, seriously. Let's wish Scott a happy birthday, everybody.
Okay. Ah! Is that a ring ding? Hostess.
Birthday to you.
I have to take my tooth out. Oh my gosh! The wish just came true! We are in a community setting intentionally coming together to actually evolve and live in a happier, healthier way. So I did not expect that tonight, but I think it's important for you all to know that this is where I choose to be tonight, is with all of you growing this community. So thanks so much. Thanks, Derek.
My pleasure.
We got some tools to learn in a band to get up here. I know we got the new music trio. All right, so my name is Scott, and my portion of the show is to do what we call the toolbox. And so the toolbox, basically, we want to make sure that when you leave here, you have some tools to actually start putting these works into action. We've heard faith into action. So, got a couple slides I'm going to go through here in our toolbox. Let's get rolling. Well, guess what, folks? Oh, actually, I'm going to see if I can date myself here with this little reference. Can we have a camera one wide shot? Who knows what I'm doing? Because I got to have faith, the faith, the faith. That's right. Well, the interesting thing about tonight's tool is that faith actually is the tool. Faith actually is the tool. So, and when we talk about tools, we're saying that if you have, say you see a nail and you have only a screwdriver, it's going to be hard for you to accomplish that. So the more tools we have in our toolbox, the better we are equipped to handle whatever it is that comes our way. All right, so let's move forward. I got a couple quotes here. There it is again, faith is the tool. One more slide ahead, please. So, sometimes you hear something or learn something and it creates what we call like an aha moment, or it's an epiphany. And what we mean by that is that once you hear this, it's almost impossible to see the world the way you used to. Well, I know he's a clown in movies, but Jim Carrey, I once saw the comedian do a speech, and he said, and he was doing his Jim Carrey thing, but he said, hope is a word that maybe we should maybe rethink using. And he said, hope is when you are walking through the coals hoping not to get burnt. Whereas faith is when you leap over the coals. And when I heard that, it just set a switch. I hadn't quite understood faith fully at that point. But faith is leaping over and not even, and so I have changed. I do still use the word hope here and there, but I have been changing it a lot of times too. I have faith that this will work out. And that's me leaping over the coals. Let's go to the next slide. This has already been said. And when we're talking about faith, we're also talking about belief. And I heard Khalil and Matt talking about this. And Khalil, I love that, saying that he's looking inside. That's where he's got his thing. So when we're talking about belief, and I do some work with the juvenile justice system, and believe it or not, one of the first things that we have to work on is their belief and whether they believe something is possible. So we're going to advance slide to one of the things that I like to say here. Slide ahead. So this is one of the quotes, and we actually did a little bit about this last season, but whether you think you can do something or you think you cannot do something, you are right. That was accredited to Henry Ford. He's had, I'm not sure about who he was in history. I know he'd made some cars, but this quote is something that we teach a lot. And so can we go to the next slide? I want to explain how we teach this. Now, how is it possible that whether we believe we can or whether we believe we can't, we're both right? Well, imagine that I put someone in a cell, just like the one that you see on the picture, and we shut the door. You got two different types of people in here. One person is the person who has no faith. They do not believe they can get out. What is that person going to do with their time and energy if they believe there is no way out of that trap? What do you think? Nothing. They will sit, they will rot, they will just waste and spend their time, right? Now, same exact situation, shut the door of the jail cell, but this person believes and has faith and knows I can get out. I know I can get out. So what does this person do? Tries to get out, right? Thanks, Bill. So he might try and he might, move around and be looking for something, and then, oh, wait, what's that over there? I see a window. Oh my gosh, look at that. And there's some people walking by. Oh, looks like a child, and oh, my heart's feeling really good looking at that. But I need to get out of this trap, so let me go over here and work on this. And so let me say that what if that person doesn't find the exit and they do die in that trap? My first question is this: which of those two scenarios do you think is a more enriching life? The one who sat and did nothing, or the person who found the window while looking to get out? Which one would you choose? The one that found the window. But Bill, to your point, the third thing is what we're really about here when it comes to faith and belief. What if the door was never locked? How many of us sit in our trap of what we think is impossible, when really it might even be as simple as standing up and pushing the door, and we see that we're actually free? What pushing the door could be a whole bunch of different things. Tonight we learned one thing. It could be asking for help. Hey, anyone have a key? Oh my gosh, we don't even need a key. It's open. So with faith, what we're trying to get across tonight is your experience could possibly, and I would say, argue it is, limited or expanded by your belief structure, by what you think you have faith in or not. So that is one of the reasons why it is so important to believe above yourself. And plus, once you believe it's possible, then the steps will start to come out and reveal themselves, because you don't need to see, next slide, you do not need to see I guess I skipped it. There's the top of the staircase to start the journey. That was a Martin Luther King that someone already chimed in. So let's get to just some personalizing of this message. First of all, is everyone resonating with what we're saying up here? Yeah. So the other thing is, with the cause, we have this thing that we call the 1, 2, 3. The 1 is that you're here. You're all here working on evolving your happiness in yourself. So you're doing the 1. The 2 is we want you to take these messages you're getting here and intentionally spread it. So 1, you learn it. Number 2, you spread it. Number 3, bring someone here to do the 1. And then we can intentionally spread this. So taking a look inside of your books. If you're at home, you can take a look at the screen. But we just have some prompts in here to help you work through some faith questions. And I'm going to go over this real briefly because I want to get to our musicians. Coming up after our commercial break, we had the new jazz trio, so get ready for them. But here we go. Thinking of something that you want to achieve, and then you write that down. So what is something that someone in here wants to achieve that they might have a little doubt about? Shout it out. Growth. Hey, okay. So is it possible to grow? So then what we want you to do is we want you to first identify those doubts. You need to sort of look at the things that you think might be keeping you down. And then there's a fun exercise which is called evidence from my own life. Now, the fact that each of us are sitting in this room right now in a warm place and with each other means we have all made it so far. We did it. We've gotten this far. Every challenge you've had, you made it through. So give yourself a round of applause for that. You did it. But use the fact that you did that in the past to know that you can do it again. Borrowed faith, that's asking people who, think about who believed in me when I didn't. These are people you can tap back into, so you can write those down. What did they see in me that I might not have? A great tool is that self-talk, where sometimes you wouldn't say things to your friends that you would say to yourself. So we need to start wondering, how could I look at myself in a way that a friend might have seen it? And then we have this little, even though I doubt, I'm willing to start with one small step. The last two things I want to point out before we go is one of our goals is to make community here. And so we're asking you to meet someone new, or maybe it's someone you've known for a long time, but create a faithful accountability partner, someone who makes sure you keep that faith. And then the other exercise that you can do from home on faith is to create a faith mantra. A mantra being a small phrase that you can say. Again, back to Khalil, he has certain things that he uses to restart his faith. So you can use that little space to write yourself a little pep talk. That's your own personal tool, so that when you're down, you can say, here's mine, by the way. Abundance of love and success, health, wealth, and happiness. Ooh. And then I end with, and gratitude. And that resets my faith. Thanks so much, everyone else. Reset your faith, write out your plan, believe in yourself, and we're going to have a quick commercial break, and when we come back, music from the New Music Trio. Stick around.
Addiction is a family disease. It takes victims and holds hostages. It does not discriminate. It can occur because of environmental factors or genetic predispositions. So, let's stop judging and stop criticizing and start treating and teaching.
Yeah, we have to talk about it.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
In our community, hands paint together, spreading colors and hope. Our educators nurture the heart, teaching our youth emotions and understanding. We equip ourselves with knowledge, learning to save lives with naloxone. At our local farmers market, the seeds of awareness take root. Our children play, learning the strength of unity and choice. Remember, when it comes to facing the opioid epidemic,
It takes a village.
Now we're going to hear, okay. So we're going to hear. So I talk about the community. So we have Calvin Quincy, who came into the community center dressed with cool, he has a style. And we're just talking about, he came in the office. And then we started talking about the monthly purpose. He plays music. And I was like, wait a minute, we have monthly purpose coming up, and then and the theme is faith. It's like, we have a CD and it's about faith. So today we are honored to have the jazz trio with Calvin Quincy. And, Carl Wayne with the drum. And then, what kind of, it's a beautiful instrument with the, is that a bass, Ed? Oh, okay. It's their world travel. They've traveled all over the place, but their music, it's about faith, and it's just smooth as jazz. I hope you enjoy them. I know I will. And they have CD on the table, and it is on sale. You're selling for $20. But anyway, enjoy. I hope, I can't wait to hear them here. So the jazz trio, welcome.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carl Wayne Wesley on the drums.
Beautiful. Please, another round of applause. That was so beautiful. Smooth as jazz.
Created by the
Thank you so much. He definitely has a master plan, that's for sure. Thank you. Derek, where are you?
I am right here, so I figured with the last little bit of time we have left, I would just want to check in with the audience just to see, one person want to share what they thought of tonight's show, how much fun they had, or just share, their thoughts about the theme tonight. If we have one person that wants to.
Anything that clicked, anything you were like, an aha moment, anything that touched your heart.
I know for me, just watching everybody, and we got one person really quickly, so.
The fact that we did a show about faith in general is phenomenal.
Word, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. It means a lot, it means a lot. Awesome. All right, wait, thank you so much. Okay, where we're going, here's QR code. Please take your phone out. We have about 108 subscribers on our Cause Community Network. Be part of it, watch us, send some of meaningful to us. So please take your phone out, please. And subscribe to our channel and be part of the Cause community with a purpose, because we are all about the purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are always looking for future shows. We're looking for guests for future shows. So if you know any artists, inspiring people, people that are just out in these streets doing amazing work, let us know. Give us a chance, to give them their props and, dedicate some time to them to show everybody what they're capable of.
Yep, we'll spotlight them and guests, so let us know.
Alrighty, so for tonight's goals, I do believe we did hit our goals tonight. Hopefully we inspired you guys to, learn more about your faith and define what faith means to you.
Yes, absolutely, connecting. A setback is a comeback, and all that, the profound, God is here, trust in God, all the different things we heard. So, and I like the faith is a matter of low or high. It's not that you don't have one, maybe you're low. All this wonderful stuff. So I hope you got something out of it.
And before we get into our group selfie, I want to take a second and shout out our friend that always does the food, Mr. Ray. He's not going to be joining us, so if you want to come up really quickly and say one thing, since this is your last show. Well, as he comes up, we're going to call up everybody else. This is group selfie time, and we always end the show with a group selfie. As you see, these are all the selfies from episode 1. So as you guys, we're going to have to pull you guys up and come join the community.
Come join the community. Come on up.
And then in 10 years, when you see this on national television, you'll like, hey, I was at season 2. Look, my picture's on the website. I'd also like to invite our producers to come up on stage. Alana, get up there. I mean, he's saying no. He's saying no. But Alana can. Alana, get up there.
Thank you, part of the show. You want to say something? All right, if you guys are enjoying the music, they have a CD. It's on sale for $20. Please let them.
If I could just have 2 minutes of everybody's attention. This is my last show for quite a while. I want to thank you guys as a community. I'm going to London the day after Christmas, but then when I come back, I'm having major surgery. So this is my last show for quite a while.